Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5131 1G. You can see this automatic winding full white gold Patek Philippe complication on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Patek Philippe World Timer. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see this watch has a low profile but immense presence. It's 39.5 millimeters across the round of the case, and it plays a little bit larger in terms of visual presence thanks to the broad crown guards. Now the watch is slim, at only 10 millimeters thick with a generously domed bezel. It easily slides underneath any formal cuff, and from lug to lug, it has a full-sized but not oversized span of 50 millimeters across the wrist, including the solid end links of the bracelet. That's the horizontal distance across the wrist. It's far more substantial on the wrist than a strap-borne version of the 5131, as the bracelet adds significant heft as well as significant visual presence. The watch has stance and the watch has persona. It has gravitas and it has gravity. The bracelet and the clasp are heavy. All of white gold, they're beautifully finished. Now there are plenty of channels between the links such that the watch easily releases heat, moisture, grit, sweat from the wrist on a hot day, so it's not an uncomfortable bracelet by any means. It's one that works with your wrist, and with broad channels between the links, it also avoids pinching skin and pulling hair. A double deploying clasp with a clamshell blazoned with the Calatrava cross of Patek Philippe keeps the bracelet secure and closed when on the wrist. Now the case of the watch is sensuous, all of high polish. It does have the look of a fluid, almost a liquid metal drawn out and still partially molten. It feels dynamic, it feels alive, and it's beautifully rendered. Now the grace continues into the dome of the bezel and across the span of the dial. You can see guilloche at center, outboard the 24 principal time zones of the world. Now this is the historic Louis Cotier World Time system. So the index is at 12 o'clock. My reference city is New York. I'm in New York right now. This is the time in New York. At the same time, however, 24 times, this reference ring inboard rotates counterclockwise direction, so I can read the hour next to any one of the cities of the world, refer to minutes at center, and have world time concurrently. Now if I were to travel, let's say I travel from New York to, see, where would I like to go? I'm going to go to Geneva to visit Terry Stern at Patek Philippe. So I'm going to set Paris time as my new local time. The watch does the work for me. It does the math for me. This is a Patek Philippe patent from the 1960s that improved on the original Louis Cotier World Time system, allowing for instant coordinated adjustments. Now, the movement traces its origins back to the 1970s, being the tried-and-true ultra-thin Patek Philippe micro rotor caliber 240, the 240 HU or universal hours. Now this one has been upgraded significantly with modern materials technology. The micro rotor, which is beautifully integrated into the plane of the bridges to allow an unobstructed view of the case back, is borne on ceramic rotor bearings, unlubricated and of high efficiency. They offer long-wearing durability and they slide with a minimum of resistance. On the balance, which is Patek Philippe's traditional free-sprung Gyromax, there is an amagnetic Spiromax silicon hairspring, a unique technology developed in-house by Patek Philippe. All of the bridges feature gorgeous linear Côte de Genève, and there's a tight overlapping pattern of perlage engine turning on the base plate below the balance and the rotor. All of the screws feature polished heads with chamfered slots, and the edge of every bridge is mirrored and rounded by hand, a gorgeous traditional anglage. Both mechanically and aesthetically, this is everything you would expect of a Patek Philippe. Built from 2006 to 2015 in the form you see here, the 5131 is already regarded as a modern classic and a much-missed discontinued reference. You can see this example in full white gold with full bracelet, automatic winding, and ultra-thin on our website.